Usually the person actively season.
Temporary does have a head injury and 260 Longwood Drive. So far.
Director 43, Hotel Freeland.
Temporary.
Can't come to your board for responding. I'm not sure.
Temporary.
Yeah, number 44, 1041. He wants two on the same. Come around that, so.
Temporary Milan 1, you're going to that stuff.
District 4 is not long with the vehicles too. Can't have any place to pay all. That's his office. This ambulance one.
It's just too far.
Yeah, just the, when you guys in quarters. Engine 6 is 10-4, we're in quarters.
Six. Ambulance 1 can't come. Doctor's office called back, said they're just in need of a stretcher for the female patient she got one.
Network. King County Ambulance 119, doctor's office.
That's fine.
King County Ambulance 1.
Ambulance 1.
497.
Tower.
can't come in just for.
Engine 4.
Service returning and officer Frank Martin. Yeah,
Okay, Eugene.
he's clear one left officer.
Hi, Bob.
It's just 4 reports.
Engine 4, Engine 4.
Amos to arrive. 10 minutes.
10:40 on 2. King County Road 21, 6 minutes. Income Superior 43 will be responding to that provision.
For bonus bitch.
10-4-43 and route to 340 North Airport, apartment 417.
Okay, now those are all, utility the third one.
End of report.
County Bill 169.
End for adultery.
Hang on. Those are bonds here. Five.
You might have to use the knockbox, the tank at the door that's locked.
Okay.
Cancom, Superior 483, evolve.
Ambulance still available.
Actually stand by for one check. Get lucky. It was traffic.
Exhausted.
Not coming through.
Can't connect 57's off shift.
57 to 4.
Can't connect 29's off shift.
29 to 4. C8 to 4.
Next 28 hours shift.
28 to 4.
47 hours.
That's 47.
Can you come at 52?
1042. 62 to 4. 10 for launch, one available.
Ah.
Can't come in the point first.
Denver Mills 1.
When you're on strike and you can't post any videos, report all your videos. They can't strike you anymore if you're on strike. Stop. If you're already on sanctions, they can't sanction you anymore.
Superior 483 status.
And for we're working right now, no need for that.
10-4.
Just to let you know, the judge won't let you take me captive. You won't have me in your custody. Ha 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 ha. You will never get to have custody of me again. They got the communications come up.
Okay, now prevention 4.
Engine 4.
We're returning 41 is preparing for transport.
10-4.
What the time the price goes up.
right now, a record-shattering 93% of the West covered in fires. Fire season's underway with lots of fires in the Pacific Northwest and especially in Western Canada, where fires are so strong they're causing lightning, sparking fires. Adriana, don't look now. We have another heat wave lightning for the West Coast next week.
For seeing a surge in gun violence in New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo has declared a state of emergency.
Amazon is covering near you, and if you're a reason grab, you can
The city wants the ability to approve Mayor Bill de Blasio's budget, which did take away $1 billion from the NYPD's $6 billion.
Spring and summer protests of the policing nationwide and in Dallas have made their way into the fall as the city decides how to spend their money for the next year. Dallas's budget calls for spending $516 million for the police department, about the same as 2019. On Wednesday, some community members called in asking for deeper cuts, up to $200 million, to defund DPD.
City Council approved the cut 12-2, with council members Joe DeSantis and John Lee voting against it. This would also cut hiring, leaving the LAPD with less than 10,000 officers, a staffing number not seen since 2008.
The FBI has released new data showing a major increase in murders last year in the U.S. The final numbers for 2020 will be released in late September. Early data points to a potential spike of around 25%, an increase we haven't seen since 1995. Across the U.S., murders have skyrocketed this year. That is according to publicly available crime data.
More than 7,000 gun deaths in the U.S. so far this year. The numbers rising significantly during the pandemic. Janae joins us with more on the increasing violence that we're seeing. Janae, good morning.
Hey, Rick, good morning. I'm out in Pittsburgh, scene of a shooting just a few weekends ago. An example of a really troubling trend, a stunning surge of gun violence around the country. Look at this, the total number of deaths by months, not including suicide. You can see the moderate rise from 2018 to 2019, but in 2020, nearly 4,000 more Americans died by gun violence, roughly a 20% increase in a single year. And already this year, that number topping 7,500. Obviously, that number is changing constantly. For example, Friday night, 10 people were shot downtown Minneapolis.
We have breaking news out of Minneapolis at this hour, where Minneapolis City Council members at a rally about an hour ago have announced their plan to disband the Minneapolis Police Department.
So with that alarming increase of gun violence, the impact on innocent children has been devastating. 6-year-old was riding in Vermont Park, Minneapolis, when they were caught in an exchange of gunfire.
Whatever they are, they seem to defy the rules of physics, hovering in the wind, stopping instantly, and moving extremely fast at hypersonic speeds, then diving into the ocean.
Splash. Mark Barrier Raid.
The first theory, software glitches in tracking cameras create on-screen illusions, but a government source says there were no glitches, and the veteran Navy pilots are very credible. And so get some turning.
Walking around in stiff, uncomfortable shoes is like pitching in a suit of armor. Not good. That's why we're Skechers Stretch Fit. They contour and stretch your feet for an ultra comfortable, perfect fit. Get Skechers Stretch Fit and leave stiff and uncomfortable behind. I'm good.
On May 1st, 1776, 5 men gathered around a table in Ingolstadt, Bavaria. Leading them was a local professor of canon law, the 28-year-old Adam Ismail. They gathered to inaugurate a new secret society, the Order of Perfectibilists. Its name soon changed to the Order Illuminati, or in German, Illuminati. The Order of the Enlightened. Its totem was the owl, the ancient goddess of wisdom. Another symbol was a dot in a circle representing the all-seeing eye, not the all-seeing eye of God, but of the mysterious, unknown superiors to whom the order answers.
Of course.
The day, May 1st, marked an ancient fertility festival, as the extension of the preceding Walpurgis night, long associated with witchcraft and evil spirits. Weishaupt's tiny order had grand. Their aim was to make men free and happy. But first, they had to make them good. Weishaupt achieved nothing less than a world revolution that would result in a universal republic, a new world order. This necessitated destruction of Christianity and all other forms of religion. It also meant the annihilation of all governments. The new order would bring liberation from all social, moral, and religious restraint and embrace absolute equality in social fraternity. Religious superstition would be replaced with atheism for masses and a kind of enlightened pantheism for the higher classes. A communism of goods would govern economics. But the next enlightened elite, the Illuminati, would reign over this earthly paradise. As Weishaupt put it, the superiors of Illuminism are to be looked upon as the most perfect and the most enlightened of men. No doubts are to be entertained even of their infallibility. Down with the old masters. Say hello to the new masters. I bet that even if you've never taken notice of secret societies before, you've heard of the Illuminati. Well, over 2 centuries later, the term is embedded in popular culture as the generic name for a conspiratorial group bent on world domination. People pore over Super Bowl ads looking for hidden Illuminati symbols, and they're even parodied in Taco Bell commercials. But the best Illuminati have spawned a cottage industry of conspiracy theory. In this lecture, we're going to explore the roots of Weishaupt's creation, what it believed, what it did, and its legacy. Perhaps its survival. The Illuminati were very much a creature of the 18th century, a time that, while it's mostly identified with the flowering of reason and science, also saw an explosion of interest in mysticism and the occult. The century that produced the French philosophers Diderot, Rousseau, and Voltaire also gave us the Italian forger and swindler Alessandro Cagliostro, the German hypnotist Friedrich Anton Mesmer, and the ageless alchemist, the Count of Saint-Germain. There is nothing new about Weishaupt's utopian vision. The term Illuminati has been used many times before. In the classical age, any initiate of a mystery cult was considered an Illuminatus. The same was true for a Christian who'd undergone baptism. In essence, what Weishaupt envisioned was the realization of heaven on earth, the immanentizing of the Escheten. That vision goes back a long, long time. A 5th century Persian prophet named Mazdak imagined something much the same. Another version is the millennial paradise that Jews anticipate with the Messiah. That Weishaupt's perfect kingdom would be instituted by humans themselves.
Just so you know that study was just a mess and sleep down.
This ancient theme was organization. As opposed to open proselytizing, mass movements, direct confrontation, he advocated secrecy, or more to the point, conspiracy. The great strength of our order lies in concealment, he decreed. Let it never appear in any place in its own name, but always covered by another name and another occupation. Besides Weishaupt's lack of originality, there was the question of whether he was the real master of this conspiracy, or the tools. Occult and Masonic scholar Manly P. Hall claimed that the Bavarian Illuminati were but a fragment of a larger movement. He viewed Weishaupt as a faithful servant of a larger cause, and that behind him moved the intricate machinery of the secret school. Hall warned that the mystery schools never trust their full weight to any perishable institution. The Bavarian Illuminati were a chapter in story, not the whole story. Outwardly, Weishaupt and his brethren came nowhere near to achieving their lofty ambitions. The Bavarian Illuminati officially lasted barely a decade. The group is easy to dismiss as another of history's countless failed pipe dreams. It's not as simple as that. The Illuminati were never rounded up or brought to account. Weishaupt lived to write, plot, and influence his death in 1830 at the ripe age of 82. Nor was the Society's organization seriously disrupted. After all, it was. Remember, Weishaupt decreed that the order's strength lay in concealment and that it would always appear under other names. Ban that. Like other secret societies in history, such as the Templars, Assassins, Cathars, and still more before them, there's every reason to suppose that the Illuminati carried on in one form or another. You could argue that being exposed was the best thing that ever happened to the Illuminati. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Exposure spread the name of the order far and wide. People who might never have heard of it now do, and as many were intrigued as repulsed. Some even argued that Weishaupt himself blew the order's cover for precisely that reason. In other words, it was part of his plan. So who was Adam Weishaupt? His full name was Johann Adam Joseph Weishaupt. He was not Jewish as some have claimed, nor was he a Jesuit priest or any kind of religious figure. He was the son of a lawyer who died young and left his son's upbringing in the hands of a godfather, Baron Johann von Ickstadt. And Ickstadt was the embodiment of an Enlightenment scholar.
When you book with Expedia, like a great companion, the Expedia app has your back throughout your journey because it matters who you travel with. Click to download today.
As lay director of the Jesuit University of Ingolstadt, he possessed a large library of forbidden and esoteric books, which young Adam had early and ready access. Doubtless, he learned a few things. At age 15, Adam entered Ingolstadt University and followed his late father in the study of law. He graduated in 1760, age 20, and right away assumed a professorship at the same school. He was a hometown boy made good. He seemed a typical of the German intellectual establishment. Weishaupt's Jesuit instructors were noted for the rigorousness of their education. A part of this was the notion of casuistry. It was the use of rational argument to back up dubious, deceptive, or self-serving conclusions, especially moral ones. Simply put, the art of propaganda. Weishaupt learned an important but often overlooked lesson. The voice of reason isn't the one telling you to show mercy. It's the one telling you not to leave any witnesses. The Jesuits were basically a secret society within the Catholic Church. Under the absolute authority of their superior general, they fought the enemies of the church by all means, fair and foul. Political conspiracy, even assassination, was their stock in trade. Much like the medieval Knights Templars, they amassed wealth and power. And like the Templars, this aroused envy and fear. In this case, it ended in accusations of heresy and blasphemy. The Jesuits nearly suffered the same fate. In 1773, Clement XIV was persuaded to abolish the Jesuits. For Weishaupt, this meant opportunity. At Ingolstadt, he ascended to peak of canon law. Weishaupt later expressed both disdain and admiration for his Jesuit mentors. His later position at the head of the Illuminati directly mimicked the autocratic power of the superior general. Arguably, the whole plan of the Illuminati, even its secretiveness, was taken straight from the Jesuit playbook. Thus, some suspected that Weishaupt remained a Jesuit at heart and secretly fitted. So what was Weishaupt's plan? First, he was obsessed with secrecy. He proclaimed that of all the means I know to lead men, the most effectual is concealed mystery. The hankering of the mind is irresistible. Noting that the gains and abuses of society were without end, he said, I wanted to make use of this human weakness for real and worthy goal, the welfare of mankind. Simply put, Weishaupt saw that men desire status, and offering them access to secrets, real or imagined, was a way to manipulate. He looked for an existing secret society to serve as a cover for his mission. Weishaupt decided that none is fitter than Freemasonry. The public is accustomed to it, expects little from it, and therefore takes little notice of it. He mocked ordinary Freemasonry as a business, but appreciated the keenness and zeal of its members, and the way the lodges were knit together by the secrecy of their union. Circle lodges made excellent recruiting grounds. So in 1777, Weishaupt joined the Masonic Lodge and demanded every Masonist do likewise. Once initiated, they were to attain positions of leadership and turn the lodges into vehicles for Illuminati propaganda and expansion. Weishaupt also saw great value in literary societies and libraries, the internet of their day. He commanded his order to establish or infiltrate them, so we may turn the public mind which way we will. At the same time, the Illuminati would monitor everything appearing in print. Weishaupt said, if a writer publishes anything that attracts notice, but does not accord with our plan, we must endeavor to win him over or decry him. Though utterly contemptuous of religion, Weishaupt placed a premium on recruiting classes. The most wonderful thing of all, he wrote, is that the distinguished Lutheran and Calvinist theologians who belong to our order really believe in seeing it, the Illuminati, the true and genuine sense of Christian religion. O mortal man, is there nothing you cannot be made to believe? Weishaupt didn't forget the common man. He said, we must win the common people in every corner. And he said, this will be attained chiefly by means of the schools and by open-hearted behavior, condescension, popularity, and toleration of their prejudices, which shall at leisure root out and dispel. Nor if you ignore women, writing, there is no means of influencing men so powerfully as by means of women. Women should therefore be our chief study. We should insinuate ourselves into their good opinion, even its emancipation. This, he argued, will cause them to work for us with zeal without knowing that they do so. Still, Weishaupt's perfect world would be a man's world. The head of every family will be the patriarch, the priest, and the unlettered lord of his family. If this sounds like more deception and manipulation, you're right. Weishaupt wouldn't argue. The ultimate goal was to make men free, but first they had to be made good, and that required manipulation, trickery, even coercion. While the Illuminati would be the enlightened aristocracy of the New World Order, even they weren't equal or free. A recruit or novice was under the complete control of his recruiter or insinuator. Novices were told what to read, how to think, and they kept a daily account of their every thought and action. They also compiled detailed personal history. They had no secrets from their simulator and obeyed every command without question. Initiates received a special name, usually something classical. Weishaupt was Spartacus. Curiously, names connected to ancient mystery cults like Osiris, Pythagoras, or Attis. Once a novice received initiation into the mystery, the Brethren of Minerva, he had truly entered the Illuminati. There were also two higher ranks, Minor and Major Illuminatus, but Weishaupt decreed that no religionist, that is, anyone retaining a scrap of their own belief, could be admitted to them. Nor was there any room for patriotism. Absolute loyalty to the order and one's Illuminati superiors was the rule. The love of one's country and of one's country are incompatible with the ultimate aims of the order. Ordinary morality was also forbidden. Calumnies, poisonings, assassinations, perjury, treasons, and rebellions were not crimes if done on the command of superiors and for the good of the order. It's that old saying, to the pure, all things are pure. At root, it was antinomianism, the rejection of all traditional rules and restrictions. The Illuminati later instituted more higher grades, unknown to the rank and file. There were Scotch Knights, a nod to the Masonic Scottish Rite, epochs, prefects, national directors, national prefects, and finally, the Grand Master, Adam Weishaupt himself. Illuminati propaganda insisted the order would free men from all religious prejudice, cultivate social virtues, lead them to a speedy prospect of universal happiness in a state of liberty and moral equality, freed from subordination, rank, and riches. Weishaupt proclaimed, "My explanation is accurate and complete. My meanings are effectual and irresistible. Our secret association works in a way nothing can withstand, and man shall soon be free and happy." If any of this sounds familiar, it should. Everything about Weishaupt's Illuminism echoes the style, substance, and promise of later communism. Coincidence? Inheritance. So how did Weishaupt's plan work in practice? Researchers like Terry Melanson, who maintains the Conspiracy Archive, identifies about
Okay, one more time, research the area, timing area,
other
okay.
estimates range from 600 to 2,000. Regardless, a huge increase from the original 5. Still, secret societies always emphasize quality over quantity. Known Illuminati came almost exclusively from the 18th century intelligentsia. Lawyers, academics, physicians, writers, and theologians abound.
Try our new Chicken Gyro sub, made with perfectly grilled sliced chicken breast, crisp cucumber, crumbled feta cheese, and our zesty pepperoncini tzatziki spread. Only house subs. Click the banner to order, pickup, or delivery. Limited time offer. Participating locations.
Among them was Johann von Goethe, author of Faust, and one of the most celebrated names in Western literature. And Goethe was confidential advisor to another Illuminatus, Duke Karl August of Weimar. The Illuminati roster includes an astounding number of barons and counts, as well as more important aristocrats such as dukes and princes. Peasants, butchers, and chimney sweeps are absent. Jews, pagans, and ex-Jesuits were generally excluded, though exceptions were made. The great majority of Illuminati were Freemasons. Most were Germans, but there were brethren in Austria, Hungary, Switzerland, France, Denmark, and even Russia. There was an especially active cell in Naples, Italy. They played a guiding role in Naples' short-lived Parthenopean Republic in 1799. Weishaupt focused on recruiting what today we'd call influencers or opinion shapers. Illuminati brethren also mostly represented the have-somes of Enlightenment society, as opposed to the have-nots and everythings. They have some, and they wanted more. They embodied both ambition and resentment. The same sort can be found in the driving seat of almost every revolution. Marx, Lenin, and Castro would have felt quite at home. Despite the secrecy and conspiracy, Weisskamp's orders seem to evaporate under scrutiny. But evaporated water doesn't cease to exist. It just goes somewhere else. From the church, Karl Theodor of Bavaria banned the Illuminati in 1784, and again in 1785, yet again in 1787, and again in 1790. Obviously, suppression wasn't easy nor thorough. Outside Bavaria, the order was unscathed. Weishaupt slipped away to nearby Gotha, and he was protected by its Illuminatus prince, Haber von Zwack. Weishaupt's most key lieutenants was briefly jailed but escaped to Paris in 1786. A year later, so did Johann Bode, who Weishaupt made executive secretary of the order. The exposure of the Illuminati was at least partly the work of a disaffected brother, Baron Adolf von Knigge, who objected to Weishaupt's stiff-necked and authoritarian leadership. Von Knigge was also one who accused Weishaupt of secret Jesuitry. Earlier, I said that there were other Illuminati cults. Well, the term goes back to the mystery cults of the Roman Empire. Illuminism wasn't just a Western concept. In the 1500s, in what's now Afghanistan, a brotherhood appeared, the Russian or illuminated ones. They had elaborate, very secret initiatory rituals. Their founder and illuminated master was a secret warrior mystic named Pir Bayezid Khan. He described and spiritual imperfections of secular rulers, including powerful Mughal emperor. Pir Bayezid preached the overthrow of the existing order and the creation of a new world order based on an egalitarian, communistic society. Women equality under the benign guidance of an elite. Was the Roshaniya just part of what author Manly Hall called the larger youth? Around the same time, in Spain, there were the Alumbrados, or Iluminados. They were first mentioned in 1492. Most of them have come to Spain from Italy. Church officials suspected them of being a survival of the earlier Catholics. Supporting the notion, Alumbrados' rejection of the Catholic Church's authority and sacrament. Following masters guided by visions of angels and saints, these Spanish Illuminati sought mystical knowledge and ecstatic union with God. Once that was attained, you could indulge lusts and other desires all you want without actually sinning. To the pure, all things are pure, yet again. This led to claims that the whole thing was a cover for a sex cult. The Inquisition intervened, and the Alumbrados were banned in 1525. Among those implicated in the cult was Luther and the future founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius Loyola. Still, the Alumbrados survived and spread to France in the early 1600s. There they were called Illuminés, under the leadership of a former Catholic curate, Pierre Durand. These Illuminati attained a following in Picardy before being suppressed, but not destroyed, in 1635. And their appearance has an interesting overlap with another secret order, the Rosicrucians. In the early 1700s, yet another bunch of Illuminés appeared in the remote Cévennes region of southern France. They were part of a Protestant revolt against the French crown and Catholic Church. Some of these Illuminati fled to England. There, they formed a sect called the French Prophets, who joined or infiltrated Masonic lodges. In 1754, back in France, an occultist named Joachim Martin de Pasquale founded another Illuminist sect dubbed the Order of Knights, Masons, Elect Priests of the Universe. Their doctrine was drawn from ancient Jewish mystical traditions the Kabbalah, ritual magic, and even the doctrine of Swedish mystic Emanuel Swedenborg. They spread all the way to Russia, where Cell thrived in Moscow until suppressed by Catherine the Great in the 1790s. As a fixture of popular culture, the Illuminati tale kept evolving. One of the first places it might appear is Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, Frankenstein. Weishaupt's hometown of Ingolstadt is the same place.
Just fucking think about it. I mean, like the priest. Just fucking think about it. I mean, like the priest. Just fucking think about it. I mean, like the priest. Without my parents, you never would have studied. So.
There's no one righteous, no one who seeks God. With words afraid, and their tongues practice deceit. Their mouths are full of cursing and bitterness, and their feet are swift to shed blood. Ruin and misery haunt the wings, ways of peace that no way. There is no fear of the Lord before their eyes. Fear God, and endure, because the hour of judgment is come.
now, a record-shattering 93% of the West covered in drought conditions. Fire season's underway with lots of fires in the Pacific Northwest and especially in Western Canada, where fires are so strong they're causing lightning, sparking new fires. And Adriana, don't look now. We have another heat wave likely for the West Coast.
Cities across the U.S. are seeing a surge in gun violence. In New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo has declared a state of emergency.
In the early morning hours, with protesters continuing to try and apply pressure from the streets, the City Council voted to approve Mayor Bill de Blasio, which did strip away $1 billion from the NYPD's $6 billion budget.
Spring and summer protests over police nationwide and in Dallas have made their way into the fall as the city decides how to spend taxpayer money for the next year. Dallas's budget calls for spending $560 million for the police department, about the same as 2019. On Wednesday, some community members called in asking for deeper cuts, up to $200 million to DPD.
City Council approved the cut 12-2, with council members Joe Buscaino and John Lee voting against it. This would also cut hiring, leaving LAPD less than 10,000 officers, a staffing number not seen since 2008.
How many other people subject again? Police has advised though that she was
Data showing a major increase in murders last year in the U.S. The final numbers for 2020 will be released in late September. Early data points to a potential spike of around 25%, an increase we haven't seen since 1995.
Across the U.S., murders have skyrocketed this year. That is according to publicly available crime data. More than 7,000 gun deaths in the U.S. so far this year. The numbers rising significantly during the pandemic. Janae, with more on the increasing violence that we're seeing. Janae, good morning.
Hey, Wick, good morning. I'm out in Times Square. This was the scene of a shooting just a few weekends ago. An example of a really troubling trend. Stunning surge of gun violence around the country. Look at this. The total number of deaths by gun violence, not including suicide. You can see the moderate rise from 2018 to 2019, but in 2020, nearly 4,000 more Americans died by gun violence, roughly a 25% increase in a single year. And already this year, that number topping 7,500. Obviously, that number is changing constantly. For example, Friday night, 10 people were shot in downtown Minneapolis.
We have breaking news out of Minneapolis at this hour. Look, Minneapolis City Council members at a rally about an hour ago have announced their plan to disband the Minneapolis Police Department.
And with that alarming increase of gun violence, the impact on innocent children has been devastating. 6-year-old Anaya Allen was riding in her mom's car in Minneapolis when they were caught in an exchange of gunfire.
Whatever they are, to defy the rules of physics, hovering in the wind, stopping instantly, and moving extremely fast at hypersonic speeds, then diving into the ocean.
Splash. Mark ready.
The first theory, software glitches in the tracking radars create on-screen illusions, but a government source says glitches, and the veteran Navy pilots are very credible. And as we get some terming, it just goes poof, it's going to show up that fast.
Mega bicycle and it has a bus recognition system. When does it set on it? Mega bicycle and it has a bus recognition system. When does it set on it? Mega bicycle and Right. Because about recognition system. Windows is that only.
Or 241.
Because about recognition system. Windows is that only. Go and be device. Because about recognition system. Windows is that only.
There we go. We are not part of China. We're actually closer to Indonesia, 45 minutes away, Bali, and Perth, Australia, which is hours away. And we are right on the equatorial line. To that lady that was named after, by an Indian prince, after a lion he saw. So they call it Singapura, Lion City. That's not a Chinese thing, but an Indian thing. And basically, the lady that had telepathic hearing when I was on the other channel, she heard me talking to Kelly that she was in a tornado in her home state, and she might not be able to make it here today, which is fine. She'll be here most Sundays. If she can make it, she can't make it, that's fine. I have a great show for you today, and there we go. We have a lot going on, and we'll get into just this rubbish in a little while at the end of the show. A lot of it before, and I will cover a lot of it more after. Okay, how's that? Okay, so there we go. Here we go. Let's go to the sponsor of the channel, the collagen. Everyone loves this stuff. Security collagen, medication collagen, 51% off today. It definitely works. I used it for 6 months, and I stopped using it for a period of time, and it's still working. Even though I quit working, stop using it. This is how great the product is. The product is really great when you stop using it. You know, when you are over 40, you start losing collagen 10% a year, and that increases everything. You get skin and nails, your strength, joints become stiff, and this is the best collagen stuff. Type 1, you know, hair, skin and nail. Type 3, this is the great one. It has basically blood healthy vessels and heart tissue. And these other two, 5 kinds of collagen as opposed to the other ones that barely have one. So that's all I have to say. All right, so there we go. Okay, let's get into the juicy show because there's a lot going on. Let's get into my Facebook, the True Kirsten. I don't even know what the name is. Yes. I'd like to thank everyone for telling me the True Kirsten stuff. Okay, let's go down here.
Public defender, the first one pursued out.
I think I need to.
The second one just had to make a decision.
The audience for Wild State is going to be a show.
Dude,
Okay,
it's a
here we
madhouse.
go. Let's go to this. Do China first. I mean, I'm not
fucking pussy. Fuck with the wrong motherfucker. That's all I gotta say.
Let's do the Chinese first, okay? What's going on in China? Here we go. And this is from the Weather Channel. This is how interesting it is. Okay, so let's do this.
Your mama pussy smells like fucking dead turkey. It's been sitting in a fucking apartment for a week.
There we go. So the Weather Channel. Take a look at what's happening in China. Shoppers flee as mall series left. They love push stuff. That's Weather Channel. Weather Channel. Okay, so that's the Weather Channel. Another difference between China and Singapore is, unfortunately, China's used to, the products that they send out. Louis McCain buying the, let's say the steel that is not American. Let's put it that way. The whole infrastructure in the United States, a lot of it is built on steel that McCain purchased allegedly. And as in China, they are used to materials that are not all kosher, if you know what I mean. As for instance, British colony, our materials are always first class because it started with the bird part, but they do a good job, and that was 30 years ago. So everything's been first class, and yeah, they're not used to, Chinese. You can tell in China they're used to this kind of stuff because they have damaged material. Okay, so that's what happens. Oops, I forgot to put on my speaker. Let's put it on. That's how. There we go. This should be a better sound. So basically, the sound should improve. Okay, all right. So there we go. Yes, that can be used against me, Christine. My transparency, Trump's transparency is used against him because when you're transparent, it makes it easier for them to find dirt on you and to make it. So that's how I say hi, MAGA 2020. I love you. You're great. You're always here. Okay, so damage materials, as in China, you just saw that. Okay, and let's get back to my Facebook to see this guy over here. Let's see if we are joined up here. Let's share screen. Let's get back to my Facebook. And he's going to show you some stuff. So we saw that. Shoppers fleeing mall while ceiling collapses. We saw that. We have cloud loop over Des Moines. Looks like an old mothership.
At UBreak iFix, we diagnose any electronic device for free and promise to keep you informed. Hey guys, welcome to Global Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant variety of life. Another video with the exact same message as many previous videos I've made over the last month. And of course, that message is, so y'all need to hide your kids from public schools that are nothing but hate-filled indoctrination camps. Hide your kids at any means necessary. Folks, this claim from Democrats, critical race theory, and the tangent ideologies that have stemmed from it doesn't exist in K through 12 is such an overt lie, it's not even funny. We don't even debunk them because they debunk themselves. We got another absolutely, well, how can I say this nicely, Looney Tune 4th grade teacher spilling the beans. Your kids are being indoctrinated to view the world through a racialized lens. Your kids are being taught an anti-white curriculum. The concept of liberal education facilities is also not facetious whatsoever. That's exactly what this is. And wait till I show you what is probably your academic nightmare. A lot of lefties don't want to send their kids to school because of the coup. They want triple masks and 2 vaccines and extra booster shot from Pfizer. They want kids walking around in bubbles, but I'm sure for most of you, the teacher that I'm about to show you is probably your biggest fear to sending your kids back to school. When I first saw the idea that conservatives and people were requesting to have actual cameras within the classroom to monitor what they're doing, I said, maybe that's a little bit extreme. But when I show you this 4th grade teacher, you know what? Let's get cameras in the classroom because this stuff is just nuts. Before we get into any of it, please make sure to leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and share the video as much as possible. We're still shadow banned by the YouTube algorithm, hidden from non-subscribed viewers. And with that out of the way, let's roll the tape. The liberals say that CRT is an anti-white agenda. It doesn't have a focus specifically on white people. It's not a divisive ideology. It doesn't even exist outside of law school.
and the more I argue on Facebook with people, the more they think I hate white people. I don't hate white people. I hate racism. It's not my fault. That's often white people. Then they started saying, well, you think you're above it all. I know.
172 Southeast Avenue, 1172 Southeast Avenue. Ralph Garden divided those around Harmonetta's house that took some USC and right money. Civil.
It's no wonder I was passed down views that are racially problematic. Even though white supremacy can be unconscious, it's constant.
I told you, it's bad. From this TikTok user, I'm going to show you some more clips in a bit. This is liberal indoctrination. Fact-based education to prepare your kids for the future. This is liberal indoctrination to create liberal activists out of your kids. Here's that same teacher talking about January 6th and claiming that it's proof of white privilege.
Kind of a video diary for me, but if you're a white teacher who still hasn't talked about what happened at the Capitol, here's what I did, and it worked nicely. I just said the facts of what had happened because the kids were curious about it. The President of the United States called for people to walk down there, and they did. They broke in.
About 261090 at Doodles and Company, 2024 North Route 50. Income 26, looking for employees vehicle. Yeah, same by there's another one pulling up. $21 option.
K10, Chester. K2. Thirteen.
Yeah, 21, can you call my team back, just going outside? Ten forward, 2 employees here now, no problem. Thanks, Sam. Yep. Judge 60. Let them be out of the group.
That's mark the 13 car. K21, back at Bushman.
Hey, 1060. And Robert 54137. Not at this time.
Several.
Uh, 26 yard in Menards for the suffer practices. 526, it's gonna be a registered 5. It's gonna be male, white, taller, black shirt, black shorts, and RV ad. Fraudulently using credit card. Symbol.
Camera.
From the back of the around the website.
Tampa.
Also, then she needs to be a red pickup truck. Got 5 2 around. Around there going towards Lowe's.
Ten 99, you're barely audible.
What was the incident to Martin Luther King Park and the street area? I'm going to do a project sheet. What's the incident number, man?
37782, 37782.
License plate 2202154 D-Boy truck plate. Southbound on Chris Davis, be clear. There. $43 will be fine. If there's over $1,000 worth of gift cards you purchased. Can't go fight. I'm on Christine now. So.
There's a Teresa Daniel, 1019 for you.
Yep. Got some old now. So you're trying to research to find that? Check out 526 of the March.
Fixtures for 43 looking at cleared calls. I believe the subject is in Mark Ludwig.
Yeah, the vehicle's in New World. I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up, see if there's an issue or any owner info. Mantina Station 1 for ambulance 71.
Go ahead. 71.
Bring engine 75 over here.
Message received. On its way.
Ludwig. Then it's got 2 West Country Court address, 292 West Country Court, River Name. That's over in the fire department.
The area.
Yeah, pretty good.
Dodge 75 Route 710 North Trees.
Super.
Checking some of the other parking lots up by Lowe's and businesses. Now, checking my left and Lowe's.
The incident that she is going for is 36155. 36155. Connect me back to that.
15.
That's what 3615.
Okay, thank you.
You can go ahead and show me top there.
Suburban is fine. Then we want to stop them in 295.
To West Country Court, to West Country Court, attempt to locate John Began over at Chevy, Colorado. That's disorderly conduct at Menard.
Good morning. Station 1 from ambulance 71. Can you if you see Pearson forward direction? Can't comment, engine 75.
Time for engine 75.
fire down at this time. If I can also head up by the mall and Target area for checking business. Okay, Tower, turn right there, engine 75 on C, 7910 north, 2 east.
35.
But yeah, that truck is there. What do they want me to do with it? Locate the vehicle. You want the 1095 at this time? Just see if they can make contact. I'll get that way. I talk to Sergeant first. Over.
I don't have much further information right now, but my partner is taking a call reference to the possible missing subject at 105 West Indiana. I'll advise you further. Can you just start heading that way? Okay. Roger. In the 7140 West in the summer in Indiana. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 10-4. All right, 18, what's your 12? Well, back to the Dodge now. Call or be done. Yeah, give me this 12. And gun 526 is the Burbank with that vehicle on Country. Yeah, I'm your route right here.
One, you're set up.
I'm just standing by.
At King. At 1098 West Longfellow Drive, nothing so bad. It's been on the front porch since yesterday and not moved.
That way. Keep on the fire and all control. can't count five. You to 30 from this call. You're 2600.
Hi, this is Jessica. It's 404, correction 405, number 1 lane. Armor 2 weapons to damage to vehicle.
Get them with their own way out the house.
Definitely. Gas pharmacy 279 West 115 Southwest. Yeah, break does it by the power loss. And where. Senior status.
Three or four on 23. No vehicles, nothing showing. Okay, I'm cool.
What?
73 West Harbor, 228, I see the college channel. Secure, did you get a reset? super people know how recent it is. So.
That plate was ran in reference to shots fired call. Were shot out.
Control will be here shortly. Yeah, 621. You want me?
I'm sorry, 621. And the holler just welcome turn right now leads us down.
Okay.
What's your launch status? I'm 16. That's out at 150. Indiana. Talking to the father. 71 or 200.
Connecticut Call Companies here. Had a small fire in the furnace motor. Fire's been extinguished, isolated, power and gas to the unit. Working on some ventilation now. We've been soon for a few minutes.
Can't count 716. The police father advised that Ian Chabot went across the east side track down by Drake Boulevard. How will you transfer over to Central Locate? Kessler. That's 43, Cancun. Our partner is taking a call in reference to a traffic complaint. There's no within the area 13 feet of 76, 17. A black Dodge pickup because they're calling in reference to a subject not having a driver's license. That's it. West Mertens, Department 105, 105. Mary Glaze advised that she's having a verbal 1016 with Robert Glaze from USC. Sorry, man. One 31 checking stand. Okay. Stand. 12. Push 827. Similar.
I'm back to you. 546. We're clear from here. I talked to his parents and talked to him about GX. Healing the attacks. I'm going to go back to NAR. It's been positive report and some investigation.
Similar.
Other apartment and was returned also.
Number 1. K11, Kinko. Sunset 1430 East River Street, 1430 East River Street. She now requested police and she's loudly arguing with someone in the background, just disconnected.
There's no need for police. They didn't want to speak to us when we got there. We're back in service. Also, if you could leave a note for building management reference the living condition of that apartment, they definitely need to look at it. Call for that section. Do a project sheet of it so we do it the right hands. Yes, sir. Of course.
And 16 guys. I have more cases such as I think they use the area to keep extra patrols because of location. Seven subject take it out of here. Somebody was following her. She's in a blue sedan.
She come over here.
He was parked in front of the building. He did pull off and left the area now.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
Order from the gas and wash.
Yeah. Subject 210 with Kinsey Avenue, Perfect 7. Will be engine fire as well. And also they're requesting me to go, that's correct, or call them someone else.
Correct.
They all get off to your point. I'll tell you what that is. I have 623. Yeah, there you go. There you are.
Okay, you can take it. With Lorenzo Thompson. He's going to 19. He wants to meet in reference to a female subject that they assisted last year. She's sitting on his porch at 853 Chestnut and won't leave.
You get Bradley and I'll put it out. I'm sorry, we're in name 146 today.
46 left. Okay, then.
This call, I had an hour left.
Super.
map 6.2, I'll just be check theory. Yeah, I'm backing up that vector.
I'm about to leave and I'm here with the subject. I can take that call. Bye.
Yeah, okay. On the phone. Right, sorry. Thank you. Can you head over towards behind North Gate? There's an older gentleman. Try to flag me down over there. You can be talking real quick. That's about it now.
Alright, 6. That's what 62.5 down the right.
Okay, with him. He wants to remove this female. She just comes in the same job on the first. Pickup, Ethan. Subject, that is to be true. He's checked up with him. It's that female at his residence. He thinks she does not reside there.
Okay, comics 52.
Trustee Sue,
Purpose.
address, pickup, Ethan, 26. Super. Can help you, Ethan? If she does come back, give her a call back.
Hammer. King Fan Bradley 46 has arrived. Steamer. Yeah. 7732 17732.
Seven, 732.
They have to move the traffic behind the scenes now. They know.
A great day to show you all just how much is in with regards to the crypto market and the progression of the
62 West Myrtle Street,
of this new financial system, which has been being built out
behind
Thanks
the
for my time.
and years now, which the genie has done his absolute best to show you just how that has been taking place throughout the course of these years in all of my previous YouTube videos. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you more news and events that are happening all over the world right now that is positioning crypto to be the basis of this coming new financial system, of this DeFi economy. Yet we also, this is just a script that is being played out, and they are drip feeding it to us in drips and drabs. But what I want to show you for today's podcast is how drips and drabs are positioning digital assets to be at the forefront of this new age, ready for the time that this new system goes in, and that specific assets, including the king, which is XRP, will be utilized at the very core of the financial infrastructure, and an entire new economy is going to be born. So if you are excited for this podcast, make sure you smash that like button down below right now. We have so much to get through, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time, and we are going to move straight into this one. Now, my friends, firstly, I want to bring you over to my YouTube channel. I want to say that if you haven't done so already, make sure to come and watch every single one of my previous videos on XRP, because it is going to be the insight that you need to understand what I'm going to be covering in today's video with regards to the events that are unfolding and all the partnerships that have been made with central banks, all the institutions that are already onboarding XRP, Ripple, amongst a variety of other digital assets. So make sure you come and watch all of these videos before we begin on this video right here. Also, my friends, I just want to say right here, thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. All your love and support on this channel has been absolutely insane. So as a gift from the team for 10,000 subscribers, what I'm going to do is give away to 5 of you, yes, to 5 of you, not just one, but both of my courses on my website, www.moonborn13.com, for absolutely free. You will receive both of my courses totally for free, and all you have to do is comment down below on this video anything you like, and make sure to leave a like on this video, and that you are subscribed to my channel, and that will make you eligible to be able to enter this giveaway. So make sure you do all that now, my friends, without further ado, because as you can see, we have a lot to get through right here. We're going to move straight into all the news that has been unfolding this month. So we're beginning breaking news. July 9th, Swift has announced the go live of a service that will enable banks to verify payee account details before an international payment is sent, removing a key point of friction in cross-border transactions. Now, it is important to understand that Ripple and XRP are already integrated into the Swift system. So everything that Swift is doing now is massively correlated to Ripple and XRP. So what I want to do is bring you over to here first and show you these documents right here just to back up what I've been saying. And Ripple have integrated into one platform. As you can see, Ripple and Swift reside on one platform, introducing a new financial method with the convenience of having Swift and Ripple in the product. This platform is known as SwiftRoot, and this happened over 2 years ago now. SwiftRoot, you can see the core banking, Finastra, Ripple, and Swift. Now, in a future podcast, I intend to show you the entire link of the connection, the CLS banking system, how that ties into the DTCC, and that huge picture that is unfolding right there. So if you want to see that, make sure you comment down below, let me know that you're excited for that. But as you can see, SwiftRoot has now offered both Swift and Ripple in one platform. With the SwiftRoot Ripple the processing transactions through RippleNet will be easier, offering an out-of-the-box integration. Can you see how it's already integrated? The solution works within a large network of partners. This network enables financial institutions to efficiently engage with hundreds of counterparties and settle payments in real time with a single API connection. Are you listening closely?
This one more time. That's 857 Gettysburg, number 4. 857 Gettysburg, number 4, the dispute between neighbors. But neighbors spit at him and number 3 now.
Banks and payment providers governed by rules and functional standards. So we
think that on the global, or global, as I say, instead of global, part of this global, thing that I'm doing, making a difference, and it's basically just, it's all a one world government anyways, just the different names, and they name different places this, and I mean, when you look at New York, it's the Empire State, and all the cities named after ancient Rome, just not even